Hello everyone, thanks for joining us today. We are going to be talking about this morning's series in our latest VOD review, number 9, the Afreeca Freecs versus the Jin Green Wings. Now, I was awake to watch Game 3, but I obviously didn't catch Games 1 and 2. Game 3 was pretty fun, but it's like 55 minutes long, and I don't want to do another 55-minute long VOD review, especially when from like 30 to 60 minutes, there's nothing to cover. So, we're going to be covering Game 1, Afreeca Freecs versus Jin Green Wings, gladplane.jpg, and let us get right into it. Now, the bans from Afreeca are GGG, Gangplank, Gnar, and Gragas. They're all pretty strong team fighting champions. Gragas is good for more disruption than anything else, but the other two are fantastic for initiating team fights from either flanks, long range, or just in general getting in there. Plus, Gangplank's poke late game is really powerful and super annoying to deal with, so keeping all of that off the table, that's perfectly fine. On the other side, Jin is banning two other, once again, super strong team fighting champions in the Vlad, Hecarim, and Shen. Shen, obvious strengths are his two global teleports in being able to bring teleport and being able to teleport to a champion and give them a shield, especially on immobile carries like Ashe. That's a useful shield, but it looks like Afreeca's still first picking that Ashe anyway. And then Vlad and Hecarim are just two super strong team fighters. So Jin looks like they want to follow up with an Elise, which that'll be super easy to gank that Ashe in the early game, but could be a Trundle equally likely because it makes Ashe moving around in team fights super difficult considering she has no mobility, and she would have to either stand still on top of that pillar or burn a flash, try to run away from a fight, get around it. And it is likely that it could be a Trundle support, so that bot lane pressure on that Ashe is already sky high. Even if it isn't, in the mid game when it comes to team fighting, that Ashe is going to struggle a lot. So we'll see where the rest of this goes. The Elise, like I mentioned before, is going to be really easy to hit those cocoons onto such an immobile carry. Early ganks are going to be really easy for Jin. Rek'Sai is pretty good, once again, for early ganks. Generally good against champions that'll invade, like a Nidalee, because you can fight them off with your knockup and then a crap ton of damage to follow it up. Elise doesn't invade as much, but it's still a nuisance when she wants to be, so it's not a bad pick. Thresh looks like it's going to be something to protect that Ashe. They're going to use the Lantern to move her around a team fight, make sure she's always safe next to that Thresh, because nobody wants to be a completely immobile carry. Tom Kench would have been equally likely.
Is switching to Ignite Teleport here, which means I don't know what this means. Is he going?
Yeah, Thresh's team fighting, it'll help bot lane avoid ganks a lot too, because he has that Flay to push back the Elise. He has the box to put down in case they are level 6 and there is a big party in the bot lane, so that'll be really helpful in making sure the Ashe stays safe. He's also pretty good for getting picks. You can get the hook and then follow it up with an arrow, or get the arrow followed up with a hook. So that'd be a really aggressive level 6 bot lane. The Jin follows up with Alistar and Jin. Jin, a long range ulting champion. He's really good at following up on that pick. So Elise, Jin for the stun into the root, and then the rest of the team can follow up because that guy is going to be stunned for so long. You could also follow up with Alistar knock up into Jin root, or Trundle into Jin root. So whatever is this last pick, they're going to need to bring some damage and a lot of wave clear. Because right now it is not a very good siege comp Jin has. They want to get picks, then they want to force the objectives like that. Let me see if I can't lower the volume a tiny bit without completely muting it. Twisted Fate and Echo. Echo's going to be for the top side. This is a decent amount of AP coming out from Afreeca. Echo is a really good team fighting champion with that giant stun field. He has a good amount of damage. He's really good at skirmishing, getting away from fights with his ultimate. So that is an anti-pick champion. But then they have the Twisted Fate, who is once again immobile. So Jin Air is going to have a field day in this early game, getting picks even throughout the mid game. If they can keep up with that Twisted Fate, Jin Air just needs to get one stun, interrupt them with one pillar, follow it up with as much CC as they possibly can. And unless Afreeca is the one on the offensive using those that TF ultimate in conjunction with Rek'Sai ganks or the arrow, then it is going to be really difficult to find a way into this game for Afreeca. I like the Ashe and the TF, but I'm questioning the Echo because that has fallen out of the meta. It's fallen out of favor, and although it is a pretty good damage champion, generally you build him tank. Kind of the same way with Aurelia, except she's AD, he's AP. And he's not terrible into the Trundle matchup because he can kite away the Trundle, he can keep him at bay. And obviously you could do the same thing with Gnar, but right now Gnar is banned. So I guess Echo is the good pick for making sure that lane can stay dominant. Alright. Skip ahead a tiny bit because we don't need to see these intros. Gosh, staying on their faces for a while. Oh, they switched to Lissandra at the last second, so yeah, that Lissandra is gonna be able to get a lot of pick as well. I thought they were keeping it on Azir for just more damage and more wave clear, but Lissandra's wave clear is pretty alright. It's not as good as an Azir's wave clear for sure. There's a pause. Try to skip over this pause. Corpse? Selfie? What are these guys talking about? Alright guys, come on. When's the pause over? If I knew it was gonna last this long, I would have just skipped ahead sooner. Alright, here we go. Alright, so in this comp, Jin Air is just going for straight pick. They don't really want a team fight as much. They just want to try to single out a champion, get like the Lissandra stun down onto them, get the Elise stun down onto them, hit them from really long range with Pilot's ultimate, and then it'll turn into a 4v5 team fight, in which Pilot will still have a lot of damage coming out because he's Jin. Kuzan will still have a decent amount of lockdown. Che will probably still have his knock-up combo depending on what kind of resources they use to get that pick. So right now, Jin Air, they want to fight, but they want to make sure they're on the offensive at all times. They want to be the ones to be the aggressors. Afreeca, they want to do the same thing, but to a little bit of a lesser extent. You could argue that Mickey picking away the Twisted Fate is kind of just that, picking it away, because they didn't want Jin Air to have like complete full control over the map and over just general silliness when it comes to being able to get those picks across the map. Because Twisted Fate into Jin, Alistar, Elise, Trundle, that'll be really difficult to get away from any fights. Really exhaust being used. That's just Pilot going a little too far forward with no health. Jin Air definitely losing out on this trade, and this is definitely going to help Afreeca snowball that into their mid game. Because the sooner Sengyun hits level 6, the sooner Ash ult can follow up onto Thresh and TF and Rek'Sai. So Afreeca has a pretty good pick comp, just a little bit lesser than Jin Air's,
Probably want to head back down into that.
but it's still good.
See if we get any Cloud Drakes today. It's your first day casting with the new Cloud Drake.
Oh boy!
It's actually good.
It's true, Cloud Drake would be good for either of these teams because they want to be able to run around the map and get those picks.
Rotation Dragon. More so than it was before. And that pleases me, Achilleos. And it should please Afreeca if they get a few of those too.
But it's a Mountain Drake.
So the collapse.
I don't know why they were saying Cloud Drake. I guess they were saying that because it would be good on both of these teams.
The Ocean Drake, since you couldn't call it Cloud Drake anymore last night. You missed the obvious joke.
They did ping out Winged. They didn't have vision of him,
It's the fourth best Drake, so it's the Liquid Drake.
but they knew he was there. That was a great call.
You missed the obvious joke. I know, you used to work for Team Liquid too, so it's even funnier to have you.
See, that's why I shunned the possibility of that joke from my mind. Because it just hurts.
And now Jin Air's spot lane is going to be in a really crappy position because it is going to be impossible to get any farm onto Pilot when his lane is going to be pushing against him.
Far and wide. Let it be known.
Kuzan teleports back to the lane after an early back. He does get the
They have potential right now.
the 2 Doran's rings, so he's going to be fine. It looks like Winged is going to meet his
We'll wait until the end of the season, Monty, okay?
his enemy in the jungle.
Besides, fourth place isn't so bad.
It's not. It's better than
He knows this was just recently stolen.
What's the problem?
Unable to get that.
Cocoon throw.
Unfortunate.
Gonna miss that. Get into the tunnel, makes it out safely. Just gonna delay that back for now. See which way he wants to go. If he's gonna go for that Tiamat, maybe even rush the Titanic Hydra first. Maybe Wayne rolling. If that Rek'Sai ahead, go super aggressive, or if he's just gonna go for
Alright, the Freaks do not have a ward up here, so Elise coming in is unseen, but it's not going to be possible for her to get in.
I think I would do that with this composition. Just because your goal is not really to be 5v5 team fighting in the early stages of the game anyway. It's to get that crowd control.
Winged and Che are roaming down, but there are really good wards right here for Mickey, so he's going to be perfectly safe. And Lyra is here for the counter gank. As you can see in the minimap right down here, there was a blue in the bush over here, and there's a blue over this side of the wall, so no matter where Che and Winged went, he would have been seen.
keep spamming that up.
And then if they came back there, Lyra would have been there to help anyway. But Lyra's not going to be able to get the gank in. Kuzan going aggressive. He saw that Mickey was out of mana. There was no chance for the stun on him, so he can go aggressive and just get a bunch of free damage down. It's pretty smart to recognize.
I'm just surprised that Kuzan went back in on that glacial path. I guess he was still relatively low as that level 6.
Even thinking he was level 6. Lyra's recall nice pathing by Wing, just getting in there, getting a ward. While they had that chance.
Yeah, Monty just mentioned this deep ward that Winged put down right here in the Raptors, or by the Raptors. So if at any point the Raptors do come back up, they'll know that
Surprised that
Lyra is probably going to be right behind it.
goal of the game. A little bit weird. It should have been pretty easy for them to read that that was going to occur, and they really want this Trundle to get up there in terms of levels and items so he can start split pushing successfully against the Echo. Ixu going for Sork shoes first.
And just like Monty said, Afreeca is lane swapping because they want to keep the Trundle down, and not because they want their bot lane to get the advantage or anything. Because Jin Air
Quite a bit of damage.
would probably want to lane swap too, because they want to get that Jin to level 6. But they want their Trundle to be able to compete with the Echo, so Echo can
So we are
get pushed in and split pushed on.
build is going to be. We can have hope with double Doran's rings and a Sork shoes that we will be seeing teams a bit more AP focused.
Well, yeah. So Flower waiting in the brush, maybe looking for death sentence on the pilot.
Trundle does beat Echo once they hit 6 because Trundle can outfight him basically. Before that, it's pretty decent as long as he dodges out those Qs and plays it right. Lyra's spotted coming down. Snowflower was. Oh, wait, no, that was the Afreeca Hawk shot. It was probably a bit of a bait. Che's gonna get hooked. Way early flash out of Pilot, but that was a smart move. Diving really deep, but Lyra was the one that was tanking. Arrow's gonna miss. Lyra goes down. Sangyun might go down here too. Oh! I'll be honest, I didn't expect that damage coming. I didn't expect that damage to come out.
Now Lyra dove that turret. Remember, he has a Tiamat, so he's not actually that tanky when it comes to tanking up that turret. So just giving a couple kills over. I mean,
So yeah, let's watch this replay in slow motion. Oh, can we? Yeah, we can. Which I don't think we need to watch it in slow motion, but I want to anyway. So, Snowflower's been sitting in that bush for a while. He gets the hook on a Che, immediately flashes away from Pilot. These guys try to flash away too. Lyra is still under the ground so he can get the knock up. They use everything to try to escape this. Lyra finally gets the little knock up, and they're going to trade 1-for-1 definitely here. Which is a pretty bad trade for Afreeca considering they're trading jungler for support. And Sangyun takes 2 turret shots, nearly dies to those bullets. Mickey blocks the 3rd shot, the 4th shot is still up, and Snowflower gets completely destroyed. It's really silly.
that was super sloppy.
That was Snowflower just stepping in the way. That wasn't any like nonsense that movie Wanted where they just start bending bullets around and everything.
Is that what happens in that movie?
Yeah, Morgan Freeman's in it. That's all I remember. They bend bullets.
So now Pilot has a kill and an assist. Same thing for Che.
I can't remember. It's nothing like the graphic novel though. I remember that much at least.
Well, I do think
That's gonna give Jin Air's bot lane a comfortable lead over that Ashe. But Pilot does go for those boots of swiftness first, so he can avoid ganks better and run around the map better. So he's not gonna have any laning power, but he will be able to stay alive. And when it's pick comp versus pick comp, the person who can stay alive better normally wins out.
tunnel animation to complete, so flashing doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, he doesn't need to be tanky to get that kill because they should have had the chain CC to do it, and then they completely botched it. That was just really bizarre by Afreeca Freecs.
You hope too by the time the knockup is done that Mickey's there hitting the gold card. So poor execution from Afreeca, and they pay for it. So they still actually have a gold lead, surprisingly.
I mean, that's going to be helped from that first blood bonus.
Alright, nothing much happening here. Vision got around Dragon.
Very close to Kuzu. Yeah, so he'll be fine.
He actually has a kill, and he's doing fine.
Decent wards for both teams. A little lacking on the Jin Air side. They only have 2 in the river, 1 behind the Dragon.
He's really confident.
While Afreeca has a pink near the entrance of every part of their jungle.
Should die if
They're missing only 1.
that is tricky. And Kuzan has gone for a proto belt first.
Yeah, so not going to be seeing a lot of ages from him.
Kuzan with the proto belt, that is really aggressive. That means he wants to get in there and get as many picks and damage as he can early on.
Play this as a
I think Winged might have been spotted out by that pink ward actually. I mean by that ward.
Imagine Proto Belt headbutt pulverize. The amount of distance you could close with that on an Alistar is pretty absurd.
well, the dreams of
Right now they're talking about proto belt on everybody. And Jin Air recognizes that Echo rotated down to get that Rift Herald. So they're gonna trade
Aggressive after this because the armor will help.
Rift Herald for Mountain Drake, which When you're a pick comp, Mountain Drake doesn't really help out because you want to be getting kills, you want to move around the map, you want to deal more damage. But being able to melt future objectives that much faster, that's pretty good. That would have been really funny if Kuzan hit that Proto Belt stun,
And so the
because that's exactly why he got it.
help mitigate the split.
Like I was talking with my brother about stupid cheesy builds, and he's like,
Mountain Drake here to
Proto Belt Volibear. I'm like, no, you're insane. He's like, no, no, hear me out. Proto Belt flip, and then you just bite him. And it's like, well, it wouldn't not work.
great. Those are the greatest botch.
The good botch.
But AP Volibear is stupid, and I don't recommend it. Trace and Echo fought a little bit the top lane. Trace used his ultimate to try to get a leg up on Ixu. Is that how you say that?
All the structure's still standing. Ixu looks like he's
Yeah, Ixu.
gonna stick around for a little bit longer. Cannon Wave coming through.
Because I just heard Budget Doa say Ixu. Looks like there's going to be a move made on this top lane. They know the Trace ultimate is down, and Che is already warding up, so they can see if Mickey does start that rotation.
Lysandra, and they've got wards so he can successfully make it home. Just notice the wards on the top side. If he's gonna make a play top, he should
That pink ward behind red buff was pinged out, so Lyra's going to go pick that off.
teleport.
Little bit of vision lost.
Will just fade back forward.
Defensive vision too, so now they have no idea where Lyra is going to go next. Takes the vision around the where the Rift Herald was, and here comes the play top lane.
Gage onto Trace, gets gold carded, trying to run out of here. The jump forward, Lyra does get the tunnel, they'll lock him up, and he will.
Yeah, at that point I don't think he should have burned Flash. They're going to try to make a counter play onto the bot side, but there is another teleport incoming. Ooh, Che is going to get picked off here.
Ashero and the gold card, that Alistar.
That was a really good ultimate and flash away from Song Yun.
Yeah, more globals, Achilleos. That's what this game needs. Was nicely played. They responded. Mickey
That was a really stupid aggressive play by Jin Air, knowing that Ashe still had her flash and her heal, Snowflower still has flash and exhaust.
flash out.
There's another pause.
More of any. And Tia Rocks played.
Care of yet, but
Alright,
skank on top and then
so yeah, they lost vision, or rather Jin Air didn't have vision in the river, so they couldn't track the TF as he went top lane. And then for some reason they just continue to force this gank. Perfect flash from Song Yun, and Che was just way too far forward to have any follow-up. Mickey was able to teleport in to aid in stopping that gank as well with the stun card, and it was really easy to just avoid all of that. And they're still in a pause. I'm just gonna try to keep skipping ahead until their pause is over. Alright, here we go.
I agree with you, but we'll see if those changes even make it. I have a feeling they will not.
well, I don't know actually. I'm not. I don't know if I should be confident that we will make it. You never know what can happen.
That's true.
We've seen
The
some.
Juggernaut patch happened, so I
We've
guess
seen
The vision for Afreeca right now is insane,
Yeah.
especially on this top side of the map. They have ward on that camp, ward on that camp, ward right here at this entrance, ward right here at this entrance,
Weird that we've seen so many reworks to him and not.
ward right here at this entrance, ward over here at this entrance. They're gonna know exactly where Winged tries to go if he does try to go anywhere.
Was they gave like a shot at Galio, and they're just like, yeah, your E costs less.
Trace does put down a defensive pink ward though, and he clears out that ward up there, though that's not in a very useful spot.
Light has a global. I'm happy. Everybody moves fast.
That's true. That's he's pretty much got like better looking Sivir ultimate.
They've been doing a lot with like more map movement. Think about it. Aurelion Soul.
Ward spots out where Lyra is, and now Winged can kind of go in the same direction, but Winged gets spotted out by that ward too. So both teams know where the enemy jungler is. We have Pilot and Che backing off so they don't get gankaroonied. They're still backing off way far.
That game was from like 2004.
And although we are 17 minutes in, the boots of mobility onto Thresh. I probably could have mentioned this earlier, but I wasn't paying attention to his build. Boots of mobility on Thresh means he can run around the map much faster, use that hook to get more picks. This Afreeca comp is definitely going to be stronger than Jin Air's comp at this rate because their map pressure is just going to be so much better. Lyra gets caught out, and there is all of that CC train we mentioned before, but the Thresh Lantern brings him to safety, and at this point, I think Afreeca's pick comp is so much better than Jin Air's. Because they also have a way to get away from Jin Air's picks by using that lantern, because that stun from Kuzan did not last long enough to burst out the Lyra, and Lyra was able to just get away scot-free. Took a bit of a beating, but they traded 1-2 ultimates for a lantern. Pilot dodges. He does have those boots of swiftness, so he can move at an accelerated rate to dodge those arrows. That would have been a pretty good long-range engage, which is why you get that Ash arrow, but it was a little ambitious, and it would have been a great pick to get before this dragon, but now the arrow is up, and dragon is up. I mean, the arrow is not up, and dragon is up, so it's going to be really difficult to fight this ensuing team fight, should there be one. The problem is, neither team really wants the team fight, especially when you don't have one of your biggest CCs. Mickey gets caught out a little bit, but Trace interrupted Che's combo, so they couldn't get the pick. Unfortunate. And Jin Air were the first ones to this dragon. Bursted down. No teleport from Afreeca, so Ixu's just going to stay top and get that turret. I think that's a decent trade. It's only one Infernal, so it's nothing to get too worried about. And there is that pick. Snowflower is going to get completely destroyed. Lyra's going to get followed up on, and I'm sure when the replay comes around, we can show you how that went down. But basically it was, they got the snare from the trap into the snare from Jin, and then completely followed up with the Jin ultimate. Nobody got in front of those bullets to block, and the Ash arrow wasn't up, so they couldn't stun him from long range to stop the ultimate. So that was just a free kill. Mickey with that really early flash. You also have Ixu and Sangyun flashing as well. No, Mickey didn't flash, I'm sorry. It was just Sangyun flashed. I just saw a bunch of movement, and I'm like, alright, who's burning summoners? So here's the replay, yeah. It was just a simple pick, and then because Lyra was way too far forward trying to save him and interrupt their damage by CCing them back, but he didn't have any follow-up, he was the next pick off. So really easy stuff for Jin Air. Afreeca still has pretty superior vision control, though. The only issue was in those fights that the wrong person for them got caught. So giving up the dragon, it was 4v5, so not too much of an issue. They were able to trade the turret back and get some global gold in their pockets, but that mid lane fight, I mentioned before that Thresh was the one that's supposed to be saving people, but Thresh cannot save himself, so he just goes down and dies. And then Nobody is there to save Lyra because Thresh is dead. So really well played from Jin Air. It's just going to get more difficult in the future to get those kills onto Snowflower because he is stacking souls, he is stacking armor. There's a decent amount of magic damage though, but it doesn't make it easier.
They just need to make it to Worlds, that's all.
They're nothing if not consistent.
I can't argue with you on that one. You know? I really can't. I just hope that if they don't make it to Worlds, I hope it's not another gauntlet situation where they just get gated out by Cloud9. At least it won't be off the back end of Cloud9 being like 7th place and then running all the way through the gauntlet. Playing, you know, more games than they had in a regular split to...
We're talking about Worlds for NA, I think. Because I guess there's nothing going on the map right now. If you were to ask me who I wanted to go to Worlds from Korea, I'd say SKT, KT Rolster, and probably the Rocks Tigers.
I agree. Well,
I like KT Rolster a lot. I want to see them succeed.
not really sure what kind of play they're trying to make right here. Guess just apply some very small amount of pressure to Baron.
For NA, I'd say TSM, CLG,
Afreeca.
Yeah, I mean, neither side really has the damage.
and it's a toss-up between Cloud9, Immortals, and Liquid.
Then Jin Air to be able to do that, what, with Lissandra?
I'm a CLG fan at heart.
That's true. That does help. And the Infernal.
And then that gauntlet is going to be insane if it is C9,
Situation does make
Liquid, and Immortals in the gauntlet.
do it
But
slightly.
who knows? Right now, nothing much is happening in the game. Let's see if I can't skip ahead a little bit. Dragon is spawning in about a minute, so both teams are going to want to get vision control down.
Lane assignments right now.
Trundle is split pushing. He only just got the Tiamat though. Like, he didn't get that recently.
Still,
A little before, I think he picked up that Shroud. But he went for the MR first, so he could actually fight the Echo.
very
And then he's going for the damage so he could split push.
top side for Songyun.
An odd pick. He's been down by about 30 CS for a while.
Baron is up,
Pressure's not
but no team is going to want Baron just yet. Mountain and Infernal Drake Jin Air could melt it faster. Oh, yeah, those arrows are just not working.
Well, in mid, they have the sideway pressure. Like, what are they doing? They need to put. I know they're worried about actually getting caught out on the side.
Afreeca keeps trying for these aggressive picks, but it's just not working. Right there, though, they're able to get one onto Winged. Unfortunately, he can dodge out a lot of the CC and damage with that repel, so not the best option to try to get the pick onto.
Just can't chain the CC in a reasonable time frame.
Yep. And now here comes Jin Air. They're looking for the engage, locking up Lyra. Her call coming through.
Alright, we can team fight break down this in a second.
Frozen tombs onto himself.
Kuzan tried to hold onto his frozen tomb long enough that the exhaust would wear off, which is pretty smart.
Destiny, but he gets locked up. Is not able to do so. A triple kill now for this Trundle. Ixu going to be on the run. Should be able to get out of this one with his life, but Jin Air.
Yeah, so when the incoming replay comes up, we can go over that again. But that was a really well played fight by Jin Air.
Go for Afreeca, and he's going to be coming up in 30 seconds with his TP, so maybe risky to do the Baron this early, even though it's a 5v2. Looks like they are going to be able to get to it pretty quickly,
30
though.
seconds should be plenty of time for them. Teleport's going to come through from Ixu, though. Several members chunked
They're
low, but
really
Trace is still
low.
really healthy. Lyra maybe looking for the steal. Ixu goes in, does stun up the Trundle, goes in deep.
Ixu doesn't have ultimate, so he's just gonna die here.
Has that ultimate available. Should he want to
Oh my goodness, that damage coming out of Lyra. The arrow actually came in to stun Kuzan.
man alive? Lyra trying to trade back onto Kuzan, can't get it, but they do delay the Baron.
0 kills, but no Baron. So, okay play from Afreeca. They should be able to retaliate with a turret or something.
He just repelled out of that at the
Nah,
last
that was hopeful thinking. They're not going to be able to.
body blocked from Lyra so that he didn't actually fall in that engagement. But yeah, risky from Jin Air. They were
Dragon is up though, so here's the fight. Let's do half speed for this so we can break it down, even though he stole the idea from me. So Che goes in, he tries to get the knock up onto Sangyun, but Sangyun flashed over here. Sangyun also doesn't have his ultimate, so he can't, you know, stop this attack from coming on. Mickey and Sangyun are kind of too far away to deal any meaningful damage because all they have in range is the Trundle who is ulting and this Alistar who is ulting, so they can't really do anything. The box is already down, so their only option is to run out of the fight while the rest of the enemy team tries to pursue. These bullets coming in from Jin are focused completely on the back line because Afreeca's front line is over here getting completely destroyed. Kuzan comes in, gets the 3-man snare, and he's exhausted. So he's holding on to his ulti, and he tries to use it at like the last second where his the exhaust is down so he can deal more damage. But he feels he needs to do it now because there are 3 people right here, and this is probably going to be the best point to do it. Trace just walks in for the easy kill. Snowflower and Mickey are the next victims, and then on the back side, Iksu is still trying to do something, but he doesn't have enough damage to take out anybody back there. So, like, Pilot is going to be fine for the entire time. Iksu is forced to use his heal to run away, or his ultimate to run away, and overall really well played fight for Jin Air.
Lock everybody down around you.
Exactly. That's what his job is. So I like the build with this composition.
Plus, it was a combination of bad positioning from Afreeca because that front line was completely caught out, and it allowed Jin to get so much damage onto the back line. They finally get the long range Ash Arrow onto Trace.
And he's still at half HP.
He's stupidly tanky though, so they're not actually going to be able to kill him with all of their pick. And Afreeca is just going for the desperation play at that point, because you don't want to try to pick off the tank. That's just not what you want to go for. Mickey gonna get caught out right here, stacking the chain CC. Sangyun gets dove on. And now that the 2 carries are down, the front line is the next to go. Kuzan going super aggressive even though he's at no health, no mana. I like that. But this is going to be a free Baron. Oh wait, Mickey didn't even die. He didn't even burn Flash. So this is a 5v4 right here. But they don't have Ash Arrow or Ash. Yeah, Pilot's gonna die here to Baron probably. There it is. The Jin Air went for the aggressive Baron and they're getting punished for it majorly. They lost 2 people. And that was a really aggressive play. Jin Air thought, you know, we have the lead, we can do this. And they just could not. But it was still a 4v5. The only person that was missing was Sangyun.
Because they have such a strong front line that Jin is going to get a lot of free time, and the way Kuzan is building is just basically to make himself another Trundle pillar, except one that does damage. And so we'll see.
Let's skip ahead a little bit.
He's doing well so far already.
If it'll let me.
Matt's item department so far. Really no armor from Lyra, effectively.
Yeah, Iksu's going to be the only one that
Which is not going to do much with a
Yeah.
arm penetration.
arrow comes out. Kuzan.
Pick finally goes down, but Kuzan, is he gonna get chain CC'd? He is not. Unfortunate, but Iksu can use this to take that tower. They only have to use an ultimate to get a tower. Not a good trade, but it puts Afreeca back in the gold lead. So I can imagine they don't feel like they're in the lead. Thing is, there's still a lot of towers up for Jin Air to take, so once they take all of this standing gold, they're gonna be in the gold lead for sure. Oh, he misses the combo again, but Lyra gets followed up on by the rest of the team. Pilot gets caught out of position by Mickey though. That was a really good call. This is a good fight for Afreeca. Now, Afreeca's gonna pressure Baron.
Now in a strong spot, they're going to start up the
Because why not?
Everybody wants the bear in this game. Kuzan has to go back. Kuzan does not have TP to get back into this fight.
And now Lyra outside of the pit jumping onto Jay will be able to take him out, and this should be
It's gonna be a free Baron for Afreeca.
after several back and forth fights. They should be able to secure this one. Wing goes up in the air and dodge out the parallel convergence, but he can't make it into the pit. He is going to retreat off that.
Thresh gets killed by the Baron.
Oh no, Kuzan.
Mickey gets counterpicked, except he doesn't. Looks like T-Fight comes back on the replay. We could break down why Jin Air got completely cleaned out. And it was a combination of the pick comp getting outpicked and bad positioning.
He was probably dead there anyway, so not the biggest deal in the world. And yeah, fine.
Here we go. So what happens here, Lyra is a little bit caught out here because he wanted to try to go for something sneaky on these guys, but he sees 3 people are coming, and the first one is Elise, so he's gonna get stunned. Unfortunate the knockup doesn't land because now Lyra is way too far away. Winged back here, he already hit his stun. This guy is gonna be able to get his root down, which is fine. Everything is fine coming up to this part, but TF is right behind this Jin, which is not where you want the enemy TF to be. So he tries to run away this way, and the rest of the team is still focusing down onto Lyra because they think we can get this kill, we can get this kill. But their backline, their ADC, the person that has the damage, just got stunned out by this guy back here. There's this Ashe up here. Ashe doesn't have ultimate. Surprise, surprise. But flashes forward for the auto attacks onto Pilot. Snowflower is going to be able to get the lantern in there because Lyra flashes forward onto Pilot, seeing he's low. He's getting picked off right now. He wants to go in, finish the kill, and they do eventually kill the Pilot. Lyra grabs the lantern, gets out, and then here comes Iksu. And at this point, Afreeca has the superior team fight because of all that AoE damage coming out of Iksu, Mickey and his cards, and Sangyun and his Hurricane. That's what it's called. So that was a super simple team fight for Afreeca once they managed to catch out the Jin. And then from there, it just fell apart for Afreeca. It was a pretty dank flank, if you ask me.
Nicely done. Just getting these exit kills at the end. Quite nice to see. Kuzan ran all the way back from base to end up dying.
The fact that Mickey had picked up his Lich Bane.
And now that Afreeca has the Baron and Jin Air has a really crappy wave clear, Afreeca should be able to just push in every single lane easily and just take as many turrets as they can. Yeah, right now they're on the 1-3-1. Or, no, they're not, but they should be.
Have to expect that. That might happen.
Kuzan yet again jumping not out of the way of the enchanted crystalline arrow. Gets caught by that, but no collateral. Just a little bit too deep underneath that tier 2 tower. Instead, Afreeca going to be looking for the split push as Iksu moves up in the top side. And
The 1-4 is fine.
while they leave Lyra to just keep shoving the wave in.
As long as they do eventually get one of these towers. Mickey looks like he wants to teleport back towards the mid lane so he can get this tower. That's not a bad move. Definitely not. But now Mickey is going to get picked off here. Or not. Yeah, he is. So burning the ultimate and dying for another ultimate and a tower. So not a terrible trade for Afreeca. But now they've lost all of their map pressure and they can't push anymore.
Value of the drakes that they have is getting pretty intense. And they may be able to at least answer.
This counter push here is going to be hard to answer because TF was a good amount of their wave clear.
Drake gonna help out with that.
They are able to do so. I mean, the wave clear.
And without the TF stun card and all of his damage, they can't really go for a pick as Jin Air walks out, so they have to give that up. They have to give up this dragon which is another mountain drake, which will help them take objectives again in the future. So taking the Elder Dragon, taking the next Baron, that's going to be super easy.
Yeah, Elder Dragon now for Jin Air has such
Afreeca just wants to keep split pushing, getting damage down onto all these turrets, getting all that extra money into their pockets so they can hit 6 items first and just be the better comp. They need to keep, yeah, they need to stay on a 1-3-1 so they can keep the pressure up. But they're not, because they're being pushed in. Bot side. Mid tower doesn't have a tower to take.
and a Minotaur, bold Minotaur.
So I guess the option would be to, I would say, 2-3 in putting the 2 teleports top lane. And then if anything happens bot, you can have the rest of the team teleport in. Or if top lane gets outnumbered, then you can just push into the base bot side. So Afreeca really needs to play the next few minutes really smoothly.
Minotaur was never intended to be out in the open world. It was intended to be a monster at the center of a giant maze.
Do you read The Onion at all?
Yeah, occasionally.
There was they did a news story actually where it was the CIA had gotten the Minotaur from the Isle of Crete and like used it as a torture technique. So they would like just drop people into the labyrinth, and then until they told them what they wanted to know, they wouldn't rescue them, and then occasionally the Minotaur would just find them and rip them apart.
That's what happens.
It's a pretty funny onion story.
What happens in the labyrinth?
Yeah.
It's a little early to be taking the Scuttle Crab, in my opinion. It is good because it's defensive vision and that speed shrine. But when you're on the push, you're on the full offense right here, you don't really need to worry about behind you because they don't have a TF on the other team, and you're certainly not going to get flanked by a Jin. So
Never played a God of War game.
You go through the labyrinth. Though it's
plus with
very different.
Elder Dragon, you're going to want the vision there, and I don't think it's going to be up in time. The Scuttle Crab is going to be up in time to get that vision back down onto the Elder Dragon, so Western will take, in my opinion.
Studied anything Greek, it was
Now they're talking about Greek mythology.
that was years ago, so I can only remember.
Daedalus
I understand there's nothing going on, guys, but come on. Baron is spawning in a minute 20, so both teams need to push up and get a good amount of vision. Only issue is Jin Air is the team being aggressed on, but Afreeca just all went back to buy items, so they're going to have the opportunity to get back up in there. They just saw where the jungler is, so they're going to know that
I appreciate because my ID is Bobby Krista.
Well,
catch was available onto Sang Yun, but Thresh Lantern there to save him.
time where it's just like you can just get
That's exactly why they drafted the Thresh, to save him.
it's unfortunate.
Mickey is a little far forward, so he's going to back off just to be safe. They want to take these towers. They want to split push really badly. It's just really difficult.
Touche.
Right now, Trace has pretty decent wave clear with that Titanic Hydra.
Well, Afreeca Freecs, so you know, they're just gonna be pushing the lanes. I'm not crying.
And
Just waiting for a bear.
Jin Air is slightly more mobile with that Cloud Drake across the map. Granted, it is only one Cloud Drake, and 15 movement speed is almost negligible,
Deficit.
but it's something. It's a little something.
It's a bit unfortunate for them. Now Baron is spawned. Afreeca Freecs are in the vicinity, but
Baron spawned. Both teams are near enough.
Trundle Builder and the Lysandra can just catch them instantly, not to mention Poke. Look for a big burst.
oh well, they do lock up Wing there with a grab.
Winged was super careless right there.
Nicely done. Good catch.
Che with a late ultimate, so now he's probably going to be the next victim. Yeah, that should be a really easy Baron for Afreeca. I don't know why they even got close to that bush. They just face checked it.
Two on point with this game, not afraid to just throw
Now it's going to be a free Baron for Afreeca. And
out of that situation. And
really no hope to come back.
second Baron of the game. Lyra gonna face check this one.
Yeah, it's the Guardian Angel tank that's phase checking, so it's not like he's gonna be worried at all.
That's true.
It's gonna be an easy tower take. Twisted Fate is going bot side, so he can split push that out. He does have his teleport up. He doesn't have his ultimate up though, but he will be able to join any team fight that does happen. So
Janair would go on.
it'll be relatively easy to get the split push off.
They're on an 8-game loss streak, so I'm afraid there is no God right now.
It's looking that way. Trace is just trying to pause the floor and get something done.
Good dash move out of Iksu.
And now Freecs will be shutting down every single
Winged gets caught again. Yeah, Lyra was a little too far up right there. Got saved. Guardian Angel's being popped though. He's gonna be fine. I have no idea what Mickey was trying to do right there. That was really silly.
Pitching around this backside, might be looking for something. He's just going to throw out a pillar for the time being, though. But
I mean,
Mickey
Africa's
doing Mickey things, but
Africa's just not.
I think Mickey just misclicked there.
Ult damage is so huge.
We might get a replay. I don't know. I don't think we need one.
Right now, so his armor penetration, you're going to be seeing quite a bit of damage on that Cold. So they get another pick, and that will be. So Janair does have the Elder Dragon to work with. They're going to actually zip out.
Zip in, zip out.
Obviously quite concerned about the Elder Dragon being taken, which would be just a huge buff right now for Janair.
yeah, if they could pick that up, that might actually swing them back into the game. But it just doesn't seem like they'll be able to pick that one up for themselves. They're so far down at the moment.
So let's watch them see what Africa's going to do. They may just start this. Again, they need to set up though. Picks are the name of the game. He's back out. Does have his ultimate. There we go.
Parallel conversions coming down. Will cut off.
Getting a pick onto Che is not a very good idea considering he is the Alistar. Ooh, great hook. This is going to be fun to break down, but Afreeca is going to win this game. Oh my goodness, these hooks from Snowflower. Holy crap. Mickey's getting destroyed.
Much longer, and he will end up falling there. And Afreeca Freecs, they don't need an Elder Dragon. They can just split right down.
Alright, let's see this replay.
Out at 41 minutes.
Yeah, I really like Africa never. That's what they should record and win.
Come on, I want to see the replay.
On that,
Alright, looks like they're not going to show the replay. So, I think I went back a little too far.
Again, they need to set up though. Picks are the name of the game.
Alright, so it starts off. They try to get the pick, or rather, they get a lot of damage onto Che. Che uses his ultimate to cleanse off the hook. And Trace uses his pillar to interrupt these guys over here. It means Sang Myun cannot get close enough to these guys to auto attack them, but it also means these guys still have freedom of movement over here. There's nothing interrupting them. This pillar probably could have been put to better use trying to lock in Iksu. The arrow gets kind of wasted onto Che right here, and Pilot comes in trying to deal damage from the outside. Kuzan is over here, so our two carries are on the outside of the fight behind front lines. These guys look like they're about to get collapsed on and destroyed. But what happens is Snowflower flashes over the wall to reposition Sang Yoon, and Lyra and Iksu kind of run away towards this way so these guys will chase them down. Either they don't see Snowflower over here or they ignore the fact that he flashed. Because right here, Sang Yoon comes over and Snowflower gets an amazing hook on the Pilot. Just watch this. Fantastic predict on that hook. It's going to get QSS'd, but the fact that that hook landed is pretty big. Over here, there's still not enough damage to take down Lyra and Iksu. Trace and Winged are having a terrible time, but Kuzan manages to get right behind Snowflower and Songyun. So he ults Songyun, and now Kuzan gets focused down. Pilot got focused down over here because his cleanse was already down, so Lyra and Mickey are able to come in and just get free kills. Now Che, he has nothing. He's a squishy support. He has to run away. Kuzan is over here. He dies because he was basically all alone in between a bunch of people. Trace is going to be the next one to go down. And Mickey chases out. Mickey chases out Winged for the end of the fight. So, overall, well played from Mickey. Both of these teams had really interesting pick comps, and it was going to come down to whoever can snowball earliest is going to be the one to win the game. Unfortunately for Jin Air, they were not the ones to do it, so they got out snowballed, they got out rotated, and they got out team fought in most scenarios. It was a difficult fight from the start because they got aggressed on early on and then just couldn't keep up. So it was gonna be hard, really hard for them. So thank you for watching this latest video. I'm gonna try to do a new thing where I try to make a video at least once every few days or as often as I can, because I want to keep building my own brand. Come watch me coach Paleo Tundra on my stream over there. Come follow me on twitch.tv/sfrankdaddy. Follow me, Scooty Sports, Twitter. You can do whatever you like. I stream not so often, but every night when I'm coaching I might stream if we're not trying to practice our super secret strats. I think that's it from me. Now, general nonsense hour with Scoot. I downloaded this really cool thing that you just saw at the beginning of the video. It's this music visualizer that I use in my stream because I think it looks awesome, and I'm trying to make new intros and outros for my YouTube videos. I hope you like them. What else do I have to cover? Oh, I might be involved with another project coming up soon. I have no idea what it entails, but a former coworker approached me and said, "Hey, I have a project. Great. What's it about?" Can't tell you yet. So I might be doing something interesting. It already has the old CLG analyst on board, Mr. Mandalcio. I talked to him a while back after I released a video, and he was interested in working with me, so I threw him in the mix. I'm like, hey, contact my friend. So this might be something really cool we're putting together. I still have no idea what the details are, but should be fun. Updates. I'm also trying to learn how to draw, and until I get better, you're probably not going to see anything I do, unless you follow me on Twitter, because I only post my best works there. Thank you very much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and please come watch my next videos. I plan on making a lot more VOD reviews. I don't really know if I'm going to continue in Overwatch, because as much as I liked it in the first few weeks, I played ranked a few times and I'm like, this is as bad as League of Legends. So, and it's really difficult to watch. It's not a very good spectator sport or esport, so who knows. I might be falling out of competitive Overwatch. I still want to try to coach it eventually, but I'm holding my breath. I like to coach esports, but I think League of Legends is where I'm going to stay. I'm also looking for a job in the real world, so if you lead a game development company and you need someone else on your team, don't be afraid to email me. And I think that's all of the general nonsense I wanted to cover. So look at that, an hour on the dot. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. Come back for the next one. Like this video, subscribe to me on YouTube, follow me on Twitch, Twitter, and any other social media I might throw up. Gladplane.jpg. Go watch the rest of the series. It was a really fun game 3. And I will see you later.